what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below what you want to see in the future, click that subscribe button, and turn on my post notifications. That way you get notified every single time I upload a video. In today's video, we are going to go into Chapter 13 of Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I know you guys have been waiting a really long time for these videos, and I'm hoping that I can get them out to you as soon as possible. And I think once we hit chapter 20, we are like halfway done with this book. Pretty sure. I'm checking to see how many chapters there actually are, so give me a second. Whoa, now, what was that? Oh. So like chapter 23 is like halfway through this book. So yeah, anyways, let's get right into it. Don't forget to have your daily dose of Rebel. So yeah, alright, this video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of this video now. This is your only warning. Alright, chapter 13. Pip dragged the cursor back and pressed play to show Ravi. That's him, he confirmed, resting his sharp chin on her shoulder. That's when Kara saw him. Look. Who needs security cameras when you have Snapchat stories? Pip remarked. Do you think he's walking down the hallway toward the front door? She turned to watch Ravi's eyes as she played the clip again, or further into the house. Could be either, Ravi said. Hard to tell without knowing the layout of the house. Do you think we can go round to Stevens and see? Doubt he'll let us in, she said. He doesn't want his mom to know about the party. Ravi said. We might be able to look it up on a real estate site, find photos of a floor plan or something. The video kept playing beyond the beer pong into another clip where Peter was hugging the toilet, throwing up in it while Chris giggled behind the camera saying, You'll be alright, big man. Pip paused it so they didn't have to listen to it any more of Peter's retching. Do you have time for that, Jamie? For that Jamie sighting? Robbie asked. No, Chris said. No, Chris just sent me the saved story. It doesn't have timestamps for any individual part. Call him and ask him. Ravi reached across Pip, dragging her laptop toward him. I'll see if I can find the house listing online somewhere. What number is Steven? 19 Higmore? Pip said, spinning her stool to face away from Ravi and taking out her phone. She had Chris's number in here somewhere. She knew she did because they'd done a group project together a few months ago. Aha! There it is. Hello? Chris said when he picked up. The word trailed up like a question. Clearly he hadn't saved her number. Hi, Chris, it's Pip. Oh, hey, he said. I just sent you an email. Yeah, thank you for that. That's actually what I wanted to ask you about. The clip here of Peter playing beer pong. Do you know what time it was taken? Can't remember, Chris yawned on the other end of the line. I was pretty drunk, but actually, hold on. His voice grew echoey and distant as he put her on speaker. I saved the story so I could abuse Peter with it, but I take videos in the actual camera app because Snapchat always crashes on me. Oh, that's great. If it's on your camera roll, Pip said, it'll have a timestamp. Crap, Chris hissed. I must have deleted them all. Sorry. Pip's stomach dropped, but only for a second, crawling its way back up. She said, recently deleted folder? Oh, good call. Pip could hear the fiddling of Chris's fingers against the device. Yeah, here it is. Beer pong video was taken at 9:56 p.m. 9:56, Pip repeated, writing down the time in the notebook. Ravi just slid across to her. Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris. Pip hung up even though Chris was still speaking. She'd never been a fan of those staggering bits of talk that happened at the beginnings and ends of conversations, and she didn't have time to pretend right now. Ravi often referred to her as a little bulldozer. Hear that? She asked him. He nodded. And I found an old listing of Steven's house on Realtor.com. Last sold in 2015. Photos don't give much away, but the floor plan is still up. He turned the screen back, showing her a black and white diagram of the ground floor of Steven's house. Pip reached for the screen, tracing her finger from the 16 by 25.5-inch box labeled dining room, but out the bifold double doors. Turning left down the corridor to follow Jamie's path, it led to the front door. Yes, she hissed. He was definitely leaving the house at 9:56. Pip copied the floor plan and pasted it into paint to annotate it. She drew the arrow down the corridor toward the front door and labeled it, Jamie leaves 9:56 p.m. and he's looking at his phone, Pip said. Do you think he's about to call whoever George then sees him on the phone with? Seems likely, Robbie said. That would make it a pretty long phone call, like 30 minutes at least. Pip drew a pair of forward and backward arrows outside the front door on the floor plan as Jamie had paced the sidewalk on his phone. She labeled the time span on the phone call and then drew another arrow leading away from the house when Jamie finally left. Have you ever considered becoming a professional artist? Robbie said, looking over her shoulder. Oh, be quiet. It does the job, she said, poking the cleft in his chin. Robbie uttered a robotic boop, pretending to reset his face. Pip ignored him. Actually, this might help with the other Jamie sighting. She pulled up the photo of Jamie standing before Jameson in her stained top. She dragged it to the left and split screen it beside the floor plan. There's a sofa right there, so this has to be the living room, right? Robbie agreed. Sofa and a bay window. Okay, Pip said. And Jamie's standing just to the right of the window. She pointed to the bay window symbol in the floor plan. But if you look at his eyes, he's looking away to the left. She can solve murders, but she can't tell her left from her right, Robbie smiled. That's left, Pip insisted, glowering at him. Our left, his right. Okay, please don't hurt me. He held his hands up in surrender, his crooked smile stretching across his face. Why did he enjoy winding her up so much, and why did she like it when he did? It was maddening. Pip turned back, placing her finger on the floor plan where Jamie had been standing, then drew her finger out, following Jamie's approximate eye line. It brought her to a boxy black figure against the other wall. What does this symbol mean? She asked. There's a fireplace, said Robbie, so Jamie was watching someone who was standing near the fireplace at 9:38 p.m. Likely the same someone he followed from the memorial. Pip nodded, marking these new points and times on the annotated floor plan. So if I stop looking for Jamie, she said, instead look for photos taken near the fireplace around 9:38, I might be able to narrow down who that someone is. Good plan, Sarge. You get back to your job, she said, pushing Robbie away with her foot. Back around the island he went, but not before stealing her sock. Pip heard just one click of the trackpad before he said quietly, shit. Robbie, can you stop messing around? I'm not, he said, and there was no trace of a smile on his face anymore. Shit, he said louder, that time dropping Pip's sock. What? Pip slid off her foot and followed him to the side. You found Jamie? No, the someone. No, but it's definitely a someone, Robbie said darkly, and Pip finally saw the person on the screen. The photograph was filled with 100 faces, all looking up at the sky, watching the lanterns. The nearest people were lit a ghostly silver glow, points of red eyes as the camera flash set them ablaze, and standing near the very back, where the crowd thinned out, was Max Hastings. No, Pip said. The word carried on silently, breathing out until his chest felt raised and bare. Not him. Max was standing there, alone, in a black jacket that blended into the night, a hood hiding most of his hair, but it was unmistakably him, his bright red face blanked and unreadable. Robbie slammed his fist down on the marble countertop, making the laptop and Max's eyes shudder. Why the fuck was he there? He sniffed. He knew he wasn't welcome by anyone. Pip put a hand on Robbie's shoulder and felt the rage like a tremor beneath his skin. Because he's the sort of person who does whatever he wants, no matter who he hurts, she said. I didn't want him there, Robbie said, staring Max down. He shouldn't have been there. I'm sorry, Robbie. She trailed her hand down his arm, tucking it into his palm. And I have to look at him all day tomorrow. Listen to more of his lies. You don't have to go to the trial, she said. Yes, I do. I'm not just doing it for you. I mean, I am doing it for you. I'd do anything for you. He dropped his gaze. But I'm doing it for me, too. If Sal had ever known what a monster Max really was, he would have been devastated. Devastated? He thought they were friends. How dare he come? He slammed his laptop closed, shutting Max's face away. In just a few days, he won't be able to go anywhere for a long while, Pip said, squeezing Robbie's hand. Just a few days. He gave her a weak smile, running his thumb over her knuckles. Yeah, he said. Yeah, I know. They were interrupted by the scratching sound of a key as the front door clacked open. 3 sets of feet paddled against the floorboards, and then, Pip? Her mom's voice echoed, arriving in the kitchen just before she did. She looked at Pip with her eyebrows raised, whittling 4 angry lines down her forehead. She dropped the look for just a second to flash Robbie a smile before turning back to Pip. I saw your posters, she said steadily. When were you going to tell us about this? Pip began. Her dad appeared carrying 4 bags filled to the brim, clumsily walking through and breaking eye contact between Pip and her mom as he dumped the groceries on the counter. Robbie took his opportunity in the brief interlude to stand and slide his laptop under his arm. He stroked the back of Pip's neck and said, "Good luck," before making his way to the door, saying his charmingly awkward goodbyes to her family. "Traitor." Pip lowered her head, trying to disappear inside her plaid shirt, using her laptop as a shield between herself and her parents. Pip. File name, annotated floor plan of Calamity Party.jpg. And I will show you guys. That's what it looks like. And that is the end of chapter 13. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.